Where are you blocking or ghosting yourself? That is the live for today. So often you will see, especially on the twin flame journey, the divine masculine blocks you or they ghost you. So why does that happen? So it happens because you are basically pushing all your energy towards them, and it brings out all their triggers, and it makes them act and behave in ways that they wouldn't want to. You have addictive energy and you're forcing that all onto them. Okay. All your addictive energy is being forced upon them. And so they've got nothing else that they can do but to focus on other things, because your energy is actually bringing up all their triggers, all their childhood, all their wounding, and they want to numb that. They want to avoid that. They don't want to be facing that. So when you are in your addictive chasing energy, when you are focused on them, when you are pushing out on them, they run and they want to get away from you. They are bombarded by your signs and your thoughts and your dreams, and they don't want to handle it because it brings up all their triggers and it brings up all their pain. But then when we keep texting and calling and harassing them physically, not just energetically, the last resort they have, because they don't do it straight away, but the last resort they have is to block us, okay? And you will find in a true twin flame connection, they do not block every avenue. There's always one avenue that they keep open. So if they block you on WhatsApp, email will be open, Facebook will be open, Telegram will be open. Something will always be left open in a true twin flame connection. If they block you from every single avenue, that's generally not going to be a twin flame connection, because they always want to leave one avenue open for you. And they're just putting a boundary in place. Essentially, they're saying, back off. Things are tight. Things are strong. Things are happening right now, and it's affecting me, and you keep messaging me. You are harassing me. You are overstepping boundaries. You should be focusing on yourself. You should be focusing on where you need to heal and where you need to do your stuff. But they don't physically verbalize that because they're unable. So they just put the boundary down because they're not as evolved. They're not as conscious. For them, the reason why they run is because their triggers are coming up, their traumas are coming up. It's too overwhelming. They don't want to deal with it. They're in addictive energy. They want to run. They don't want to face all these things. It's bringing up all their worthlessness, all their insecurities, all their low self-esteem. And the last thing they want to do is hear from you. Okay. Sometimes they do appreciate here and there when they receive an email or a message, and they won't respond because the energy kind of startles them. It's very apocalyptic. It's very high energy. So they kind of want to just calm it down, and they will just avoid the response. They won't reply. Okay. But they do sometimes appreciate having it here and there. But if you are messaging all the time, every day, I know some twin flames that the police was called on them, okay? Because they just would not stop. So if we do not stop, then they are left with no other choice but to put a physical boundary. But consciously, they're not aware why they're doing it. It's all unconscious. Unconsciously, they are triggered, they are raw, all their traumas are coming up, they're in addictive energy. You're addicted to them, they're going to be addicted to everything else, and they don't want to hear from you, okay? They want to be left alone. It's brought up too much pain they've never dealt with. They're already being bombarded with you all around, and the feelings and the emotions, they feel really bad. They also don't feel good enough for you. And partly they do it to kind of protect you and save you and they think they're doing you a good job. Like, I'm sabotaging or running or staying away from you because I ain't good for you. I'm a mess. That's what they're saying. I'm a mess and you don't want to be with this mess because you are too good. So that's why they block, okay? And that's why they ghost. They may not ghost all the time. They might give crumbs or indications that, you know what, I'm very busy, or you're too good for me and I'm not great and I'm not in a great place. And normally there might be some indication or sign or whatever that they're explaining to you. So that's why they physically do the blocking and the ghosting. But now let's talk about what is happening internally, because they're your divine mirror, okay? Where are you blocking yourself? Where are you ghosting yourself? So if everything's a mirror and they are you, if you are judging them, you are judging yourself, and therefore you have blocks towards love towards yourself, right? If you're saying so-and-so, he's doing this with someone else or whatever he's doing, you're judging aspects of yourself. And the fact that you're triggered means that those things exist within yourself. They're your shadows. They're your blind spots that you need to work on. And oftentimes, because we're in the beginning, the divine feminine does get triggered into addictive energy and starts looking outside. And it's basically because we are blocked from our own selves. Our chakras are blocked, okay? We need to purify them because we are seeking outside for that love. We are an addictive energy. We're chasing and we're all pouring out. We're not wanting to look inside. We're not wanting to see that everything that's been unearthed as soon as we met our twin is actually all the crap that we need to now look at and deal with. And the same thing is what the DM's doing that we need to do. So where are we blocked? Where are our chakras blocked? Oftentimes, spiritually, we are blocked in our lower chakras, okay? And we're blocked in the heart center. The throat is definitely blocked. When you meet your twin flame, yes, they might be open for a short period, especially when you get intimate, but the actual maintaining of the opening of the chakras is blocked. The throat is definitely blocked if you're not in communication, if you are ghosted or not spoken to by the divine masculine. You've got like throat chakra block. So you have to look in your own life. Where are you not having boundaries with friends and loved ones? Where are you basically allowing people to walk all over you? And oftentimes divine feminine is very sacrificial. You sacrifice yourself and the DM does the same. You sacrifice yourself for friends, family, marriages, work situations, colleagues who don't respect you, and the DM sacrifices themselves for karmics, okay? So basically, where are you blocked in your throat chakra and not communicating? Where are you blocked in your heart chakra and not loving yourself? When you're having all these triggers coming up and you're in addictive energy looking outside, expecting them to fix you, and they won't because it's your mirror. You got to fix yourself first and then they'll mirror it back to you. So where within yourself are you not picking up the pieces and loving yourself? Where is it that you're feeling pain or neglect or abandonment or rejection? Where are those things happening? That's where you are blocked. And that's where you are blocking yourself. When you're judging them, when you are being angry and sad and upset, you are actually blocking your prana, your life force energy, your kundalini. You're blocking all the love that's meant to be flowing through your system. The truth of you, the soul of you, the purity of you, which is love, is blocked because you're not in love vibration. You're not in the vibration of peace and bliss, which is your natural state, which you're meant to return to. You're in the vibration of pain, anger, sadness, and depression, and you are blocked. Therefore, you are blocked to life force energy, and you are not in touch with yourself. And therefore, you are gaslighting or ghosting yourself because you're actually going outside looking for them. So that's where you are actually doing all those things internally, which is what the DM does externally. And the DM puts a hard boundary in by blocking you to say, listen, you're going to leave me alone because I got my own stuff going on. I've got my own shit going on. And you're going to focus on yourself. So how do you unblock it? Good question. You have to start looking within. I've explained most of the times throat chakra is blocked, okay? Communication. You're allowing people to take advantage of you. You're not saying your truth. You're not putting boundaries in place with people. You're not saying that this is who I am in my divinity, in my power, in my truth. This is how someone who loves themselves treats themselves, right? Does not allow people to treat you like a doormat. Leaves loveless marriages, leaves karmics, leaves abusers, leaves people who take advantage of them, and actually treats themselves with divinity, with respect and value. Heart chakra blocked because the love is always flowing between twin flame, but there is a block there. Where are you not loving yourself? When you are going outside, judging them, swearing at them, or being angry, annoyed, and depression, you need to get yourself into a place of peace and bliss and balance and love yourself, knowing that you have faith and trust in the divine and everything's going to work out how it's meant to work out. Because when you're trying to control, when you're trying to manipulate, when you're trying to chase and keep phoning, again, you're in low vibration because you're not in the vibration of knowing and loving and trusting and peace. You're not in the vibration of everything is going to work out and I'm fulfilled, I'm whole and complete. You're believing in the ego and the fear and the illusion of separation, thinking that they are over there, you are here, and you got to do something to fix it. You got to fix them. You've got to put a lasso, a rope around their neck and grab them towards yourself. And that's not how it works, okay? That's not how it works. You've got to basically go within and know that you are already one. Separation's an illusion, and you're in peace and love, and that you are whole and complete, and you don't need anything outside of yourself because it's already there. And that's how you unblock those things. And it comes in stages, okay? So if I was to tell my old self, oh, Manny, just stop chasing and relax and everything's within you, I'm like, that person would not have believed it. Now that person believes it, and now I do. But so many people said, surrender, let go, allow. And I just did not know how to do that. You have to empty your cup of the addictive energy. You have to chase as much as you got to chase. You got to keep doing what you got to keep doing until there's nothing left in you. And then you get to a place of like exhaustion or surrender. And that's when you start going within and you really start unblocking all those aspects. But you have to go through it. You have to go through all the processes and let it all out. And eventually you'll get tired and realize you have to go within. So you love yourself so much that you feel so much trust and faith in the universe, and you realize it's not in your control. God is in control of this journey, not you, and it's nothing to do with what you're going to do and how you're going to do it externally, and everything to do with how you're going to love yourself internally. So that's how you heal these things. And it takes time. It's a journey. It's taking away the layers. It's not something that happens straight away. Now, with a spiritual awakening or ascension, it's a little bit easier, I think, where you can just learn to trust because it's to do with yourself, essentially. It's to do with your own journey, right? But with the twin flame stuff, it's to do with another person who is you. But that's where all the fears and the control and the ego get, all the shadows completely get ruptured up in the air. And it gets overwhelming. It gets very overwhelming, and that's how it's supposed to be. So you can deal with it. And when that's happening, that's when all the anxiety and the ego and the control and the obsessiveness and the looking at their profiles and messaging them and who are they with and why are they going out, and there's no trust, there's no faith, there's no allowing, there's no knowing. Deep down, there's knowing that you're one and it's all going to work out, but it's the mind. Obsession, control, I must take this person. Because you experience divine love, okay? You experience divine love, you experience soul recognition, and you want it back, but you already have it. And the key is to know that it's already there and that you are not blocked because you are whole and complete and you are full of love. And that is the live for today. Let's answer some questions and then we're going to finish off. So, I hope everyone's doing well. The Mercury retrograde is now finally over, but the next week's going to be very treacherous because Uranus is going square with, I think, Neptune or Mars, and the DMs are going through a lot, okay? So a lot of blame, shame, and ego deaths and all sorts of going on. Okay, Dash asks, is anxious attachment and avoidant attachment styles in a conventional relationship different from twin flame attachment styles? Twin flames behave this way, anxious, which is the DF, and avoidant, which is the DM. They do behave that way, but it can be healed, and it can be secure attachment, which can be healed in normal relationships too. So it looks like that, yes. But for a twin flame connection, it's energetic. It's one soul. It's like a magnet, and it's working with the polarizations. So in the beginning, when you get activated, like, there's addictive energy, and the DF is very addictive to the DM, and the DM wants to get away because it's bringing all the traumas. So when you neutralize it and balance it, the attachment style resolves itself, and the DM comes back. So it's kind of similar, yes. Let's see, who else? I used to do this a lot. Yes, used to chase nobody you know. Used to chase. Okay. How to unblock? I explained that. Am I too late? No, it's going to be recorded and posted. How do one know if is your twin flame? That's not today's topic, and there's videos about that. He is triggered and ghosting. I am not triggered by his ghosting. I am once in a while dropping a normal text or meme, praying to God to give him strength. Am I doing the right thing? If you do something from a place of love, fine. If you're doing from a place of fear, ego, anxiety, manipulation, not fine. So if you feel inspired and you're feeling really good to send a message, do it. And that's fine. Yes, he's triggered, he's running away. So if someone is very scared of you, and they're not scared of you, they're scared of themselves and their traumas and their triggers that they've not dealt with, that you bring to the surface, and you do, and they do it to you as well, right? Basically, the divine masculine reenacts or physically straight away the traumas come to them and triggers come to them, and they start acting like crazy how they do, right? And they they want to get rid of it, and it's all in their bodies, it's physical, they're very materialistic, they're in the 3D. Whereas the DF gets triggered by the DM's behavior. It's all energetic. So give them space as well. This person is struggling. All their traumas are coming up, not only from this lifetime, past lifetimes, karma, ancestry, lineage, humanity. Give them a break. Give them a break. You feel like they're going to fix you? They're messed up right now. Focus on you. What does DM being with another 3D party mean on an energetic level? What does it reflect? Okay, so I've done quite a lot of videos on this. Oftentimes they have karma to resolve, which they can't resolve with you, so they do it with another person. But also it's a way of safety because they are being triggered. They don't want to face their traumas. They don't want to heal. They want to run from you. So they grab onto the first thing that they can, whether it's an ex or a third party, to feel secure. And basically that's how they try to numb and avoid through drugs, sex, work, etc. It's a way of kind of numbing, avoiding, but it also help them because the karmic will always blast them and their ego. And when they're with a third party, they'll be constantly reminded of you and they'll return. And it doesn't have to be that they always go with a third party. It doesn't have to be. My twin didn't. Okay. I mean, apart from their karmic baggage. Okay, so explain that. So they're basically scared and they want to hold on to whatever they want to hold on to their old life. Their whole life, the DMs have been living in uncomfortable, comfortable situation, not having to deal with anything, right? It's all being suppressed and shoved under the carpet, and they're just living the life of the ego, loving it and pretending it's all fine when it's not. And then that box is opened and it's all in their face and you've unlocked it. They've unlocked yours and you've unlocked theirs, and they just don't. They want to close the box, put a karmic on the box and try to ignore it. You can't ignore it forever, can you? And your timing is perfect. Thank you. Love to you. Fantastic. I'm not going to let anyone be part of this live, so stop sending requests. I'm being ghosted. Is anxiety delaying the union? It's a process, okay? If I tell you don't be anxious, it doesn't work like that. You have to work with the anxiety to build faith and trust in God and the universe, and you have to empty your cup of all those emotions. Eventually you'll tire out, the anxiety will go away, and you'll be like, oh God, whatever, do whatever you want, DM. I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm living my life. I choose to be centered, balanced, and aligned because it's too painful to just always think I stress about you. And also we're one, so you're always going to return and you don't really care anymore. And that's when, as soon as you get to that place, they don't feel the energy coming out to them, driving them mad, and often they will unblock you or they'll start working on themselves and return. So that's full circle. Anisha says, he is triggered and ghosting. I'm not triggered by his ghosting. Okay, we already explained that. You don't need to keep writing your questions many times. Once is enough. Fabulous. Would this require meditation? Yes. Okay, inner work is working with your inner child and loving it. We're going to do a whole series on that after the current sort of introduction I'm doing right now about ascension. So we'll get into that. But I have made videos on inner child work. This is the best definition of surrender. No one teaches you this. Thank you so much for being the only one that teaches practical stuff. Fabulous. It's because I've gone through it, all right? Gone through hell and back here. Love yourself. It sounds easy, but it's the hardest thing when you're used to being a people pleaser. Exactly. So you're going to be a people pleaser, which a lot of DFs are, but the DMs also mirror that and they do people pleasing. So they do people pleasing for the karmics, the followers, the social media, the friends, the work colleagues, the family they're in. If they're married, they want to just like carry on with that 3D life because they think that's the best way. And you are like a wild card that comes into their life that not only they love. For DMs, they're very sexually attracted to you. Okay, for us, it's a soul connection and spiritual, but they don't get that right away. They, for many years even, they think it's all just sexual, low down chakras. They're very attracted to you. So they're attracted to you, but they're scared of you, and you trigger them, and you're spiritual, and they're logical, and this don't make sense, and they're seeing signs of you in dreams, and it's making them feel a bit sick at times because the energy, but then they're also attracted to it. They want it, but they don't want it. And is that a safe option for them? All their lives, they've sought out safe option. Safe option, safe option, safe karmic, safe life, safe job. And you've come to annihilate that ego. You've come to destroy it. They do it to you too. They bring all your traumas up. But for you, it's easier because you're spiritual. You're like, okay, I can deal with this. And you see the soul connection and the love, but they don't see the soul. They just see a lustful connection. They want to have sex with you, but you kind of like crazy and strange and weird and spiritual and contacting them and messaging them, and they don't understand it, and they're like, leave us alone. Leave us alone. I don't want to deal with you. So they will do the same. What is the meaning of it's all within you? So the entire universe exists within you. Everything is you pushed out. It's a reflection. So basically, however you think and believe about yourself is what your others would, especially your twin flame, will feel about you and mirror. So if you have abandonment issues, also to do with the same question, linking with why they go off with karmics and stuff like that, they're triggering your abandonment and rejection and low self-esteem wounds by going off with another, because they feel that way and they think by having someone else who may look like you or who is easier than you, doesn't trigger them, that their worthiness is there. Okay, so the DMs are very much about image and society and what people think, right? So if they're used to going off with a certain type of person that gives their image a boost, they will go off with those because they'll make their self-esteem better, and because they have low self-worth. So they're triggering that in you as well. Okay, so that's what it means. It's all within you. So all the issues they are showing are within you, and you must love yourself to heal it. It's essential to unlearn and relearn. Critical thinking will certainly help with this. Yes, it is important, but try to be less in the mind, because we get too much into the thoughts, right? Be more present in the now and let go of thought if you can altogether, and be in the heart space. Because you can rationalize, like logicalize, just like the DM does, but that's not going to always, it still keeps you in the construct, in the matrix and the labels. Go beyond that. When you go beyond the mind, you're in a state of peace and love and allowing it. It doesn't really matter. And you know that everything is great. Everything is good. Okay, we're going to be finishing off soon. How to love yourself? What is self-love? We will get into this in part 2 of the current series. But if you want to look at my playlist on TikTok, if you're not from India, because I know India bans TikTok, but if you're outside of India, you go onto TikTok, there's a playlist called Healing. Otherwise, you can go onto YouTube and you can search self-love and my name, Manjinder Sidhu, and it will all show up on there. It's basically essentially doing like inner work with the inner child, like the mirror work. Okay, since I don't really think about my DM or feel her, does that mean I've mastered detachment? Okay. So the aim is not to detach, remove, block, push them away. The aim is to integrate and bring yourself into wholeness. And I really want to hammer this point, because I get a lot of messages from people saying, they're very materialistic, they're very much into money, and that's not spiritual, and I'm spiritual, and I'm amazing, and I'm the best person in the world. They don't say it like that, but you know what I'm saying. The divine masculine represents the 3D world and you're the 5D world, and you must integrate them together, and you must love and be okay with, neutral about money, about materialism, about life, about 3D, about food, desire, and also about spiritual stuff, and integrate them together to be of them and beyond them. Okay, so you don't want to be just detached from them. That's a block. That's numbing yourself. You want to be in a place of unity, inward. Yeah, inner union with them, basically. How to understand the jealousy that the third party getting from him, what I wanted. Okay, so this is not about third parties. This is about where you're blocking yourself, okay? And I've made lots of videos about third parties. You should watch the third party playlist on TikTok. And if you are from India and you don't have the playlist from TikTok, go onto YouTube and search my name and find it. From reading what you're writing, you are still in your ego, your mind, you're in anxiety, fear, you're not trusting God, you don't have faith, and you don't have trust, and that's what's being mirrored to you, okay? Because basically you are chasing and wanting, and I want this, and I want the sex of him, and I want that or that, and basically he's not going to give it to you, because you are looking outside of yourself when you're giving it. You should be giving it to yourself. So get out of that sort of, it's almost like, you know, when you have a child and you don't give them the chocolate because they've had like 5, and they're like, oh, but I want chocolate, give me more. And it's very moany, low vibe stuff. And it's like, we don't do that. DFs, we don't do that. We are divine. We are valuing ourselves, and we are in a place of peace and power and joy and success. We don't beg for crumbs. We don't beg for crumbs. We don't want no crumbs. The third party, you want that unhealed man? Have him. When he's healed, we'll see what's up. Okay, I'm not blocked on social media. Weird, why? Is this normal? Thank you for this. Yes, so they don't block you on everything. They'll block you on one thing if you are chasing them and harassing them, and they put a boundary in place. If you're not doing that, they don't have a reason to do it. They don't block you for the sake of it, you know? But you also have DFs who block. Again, when they return or they're annoyed, triggered, because you haven't resolved your own issues and you end up punishing the other. And by punishing the other, you better believe it, the universe will whoop your ass and you will get repercussions. You get repercussions for doing things. They get repercussions for when they block you. They suffer so much. So if you're going to be egotistical and say, oh, he did this and I'm going to block him because you know what, I want to punish him, you will get blasted. Blasted means tower moments, ego death, and dark night of soul. And they will haunt you. Their 5D version will come and be all around you because you're not meant to be hating and separating and egotistically judging. You're meant to be loving and integrating and bringing into wholeness. Okay. I mean, some do really mean things. Yeah, they do. And they do get zapped and blasted for it. You better believe it. They say mean things. They do mean things. Do you think he'll forgive me? Oh, sorry, you said some mean things. Okay. Well, yes, of course you forgive each other. It's just love. It's always love. It's always love is the answer. Just it's fine. All good. Don't say any more mean things. Or when they return, when they unblock, be chill, be relaxed, be peaceful, be mindful, be friendly. Don't expect too much. They've just come back. They don't want you to be bomb blasting them and saying, marry me, take me out, do this. No, that's scary. Chill, relax, relax. You know, relax, just relax. Okay, we're going to finish up in a second. What next? He triggered and ghosted. I'm not triggered. Once in a while. Okay. Anisha, you've written that message about 5 times. Okay. Ramishima, when I meditate my Kundalini awakening, I feel like I'm crying. I get sad from inside. Why is it like that? You're releasing the trauma. Trauma's coming up. Kundalini awakening is purifying your chakras. They're getting unblocked. They're getting purified. We'll talk about that more in the next few days. I just think just being us exposes fear or snakes their belief or shakes their belief. I think just us being ourselves, yeah, of course it does. What it does, it brings out their shadows, okay? Like you get triggered with them. Is the DM aware of what's going on or in denial? Denial, usually, until the universe whoops their ass. Okay, wonderful. Since I don't think about my DM or feel her, does that mean I mastered? Okay, same question we've had again. Please do more live sessions. Okay, let's finish off. I'm not blocked on social media. Instagram is that really kind of people. Write your question once, okay? Don't write it several times, unless it's my mistake and I'm going through the thing. I do apologize if it's gone back to the beginning. It might have done. When you said they get sick, it reminded me when I got sick. Okay, was it his deep energies getting cleaned upon coming in contact? There's cleansing happen. All sorts of things are happening in many different levels of your energetic body as well. Out of fear and confusion, they term it mere lust. It is like trying to rationalize and understand with their level of thinking. Yes, it's not out of fear and confusion. They are the lower chakra twin. They experience life through that means. Materialism, sex, power. That's how when you have sex with your twin flame, DFs feel it as a spiritual experience. Well, not all DFs and not all people are twin flames, but the ones who do, you have the Heros Gamos. If you're aligned and you're ready for it, you know, you experience everything from a spiritual, metaphysical, astral level. Your tantric sex. But them, it's physical, guttural. You're the most sexual, beautiful thing, and they want to just like rip your clothes off. That's how they feel, you know? But it takes them a while. Then they do evolve and they come to the heart chakra. It takes some time, but they're scared. They're scared. They think you're very powerful and you're going to do something on them. And you're not going to do something. Yeah, I've come with quite a lot of power in this live. I think it's because I've been filming videos. So I'm like in the mode. And I just did a YouTube interview. Okay, that's coming out on Sunday. I just saw my DM's name. There you go. I love money. It buys stuff for me. Yes. Do twin flames have a shared purpose, shared values? Yes. When healed, not in distortion. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you for this blasting reminder. Yeah, I wrote blasting as well. I was like, what does blasting mean? It's like, come on, twin flame. Blasting is tower, ego death, dark night of soul. You know that. Get blasted. The universe blasts you. God blast you. How do you know when the completion is near within the journey? If you're asking that question, you're not near completion. Because you get to completion when you no longer care and you're happy no matter what happens. Okay? And it's not an ending. saw a t-shirt when I went to the gym. I was coming back home. The guy said that, what was the teacher said? The ending is never near, or something like that. It's never ending. Okay, it's always going. So just, it will happen. It'll surprise and delight you. And the purpose of the journey is not the twin flame. The purpose of the journey is ascension, being happy, purifying yourself, and doing the things you love. It does all work out though. Okay. What does it mean when you calm down and your third eye starts calming down, but the DM still hasn't contacted? So your third eye has been purified. You're going to perhaps go to the crown chakra and you're going to work on that. Your heart chakras obviously would have been done if you've gone like that. But if that means your throat chakra is blocked, if they haven't contacted you, the DM is working on the lower chakras too, right? They're purifying for both of you. So it just means you're still in process and you're cleansing, you're purifying. It's okay. Just let it happen. It's not about them contacting you. Let it happen when it's going to happen. Let it surprise and delight you. How do you know when all the traumas have been released? So you will feel great. You'll feel light, bright. You'll be focusing on yourself. You're living your life. And the ego will always try to bring its ugly head back, but you realign and you refocus and you rebalance and you just stay in a place of peace. Right. Is it possible to have union and marriage with DM? He got married to someone else. Everything's possible with God. How does their awakening look like? I've made loads of videos on that. I think I made it, was it last live that I did? I talked about it, so I'm not going to talk about that because it's blocking and ghosting. But their awakening is very... You know when you have a child that doesn't listen and you say, Johnny, don't put your fingers in the fire, and Johnny don't listen and Johnny puts his fingers in the fire and gets burnt. That's how their awakening looks like. Very, even if you tell them they don't listen, they do it more, but very unaware, very blind. Like basically they destroy themselves. They disgrace themselves. They do everything to just, their ego gets broken. They go hell bent on doing everything ego driven, egotistically, and the universe just blasts them. So their awakening is very physically painful, as is very emotionally, internally painful because of them. But it's actually our own stuff that's coming out and we blame them. But for them, it's like everyone basically breaks their ego. It has to happen that way, unfortunately, because they're very like la, skipping, jumping, running. They're in addictive energy and they don't know what to do with it. They're feeling all the triggers and they unconsciously just like, gotta do this. Oh my God, I'm gonna sleep with her. I'm gonna date her. I'm gonna take my clothes off to do pictures. I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna do. And they just don't know what they're doing. They're frantic, anxious, wounded, traumatized, releasing, letting it all out. And eventually they'll get to a stage like you will, where you stop chasing, that they've had enough of it. And they're just tired. Everyone's destroyed them. And they just want peace. They want love. And then they think about you. And they're like, what a pathetic loser I've been. I need to go back. And that's how it happens. I think it's about getting from anyone, like when we are in a healthy state, we won't have to beg. It will come naturally. Exactly. We have to balance, okay? Masculine twin, why not serious? I've mentioned that. I've talked about that. Anyway, so just in summary, they block you because you are chasing and it's too much and it's triggering them and they want peace. That's a boundary. And they're only reflecting where you are blocking yourself by not loving parts of yourself, where there's shadows within you, traumas, where you're judging, where you're hating. Because why are you going outside to get something that can't even give you anything right now? There is something within you that's blocked. Your chakras are blocked. Your self-love is blocked. Your ability to be able to just be with yourself is blocked and peaceful, and you're running away from that. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend. And remember to chill, relax, and enjoy. And stop chasing. Stop chasing. Give them a break. Let them have some space to themselves. God damn it. They're struggling. Especially right now. It's very hard. Take care. Much love.